The Netflix show Wednesday has taken the world by storm. Everyone who even watched a bit of it is obsessed with just how engaging and interesting it is. The show really was amazing because of Jenna Ortega, who played Wednesday. Christina Ricci, who played the iconic character, had some stuff to say about the new Wednesday Addams. In today's video, we'll talk all about that and look at Christina Ricci's best TV roles, according to Rotten Tomatoes. First up, let's look at Christina Ricci's reaction to the new Wednesday. Christina Ricci played Wednesday as a child in the iconic Addams Family movies. When we thought of Wednesday Addams, she was the face that came to mind. She really put her soul into the character and made it memorable. Ricci is the OG, you could say. So of course, she had to comment when there was a new Wednesday in town. Christina Ricci is in the show with Ortega, but not as Wednesday this time, but rather as Wednesday's rival, Ms. Thornhill. Ricci went back to her goth roots by playing the evil Gates family daughter, Laurel Gates, disguised as the normie teacher at Nevermore, Ms. Thornhill. So she got to see Ortega perform as Wednesday right in front of her. This must have given her a clearer opinion on Ortega's performance. In a conversation published by Interview magazine between the two Wednesday actresses, we got to know what Ricci thought of Ortega's performance of the gothic character. The two talked about a bunch of stuff, but what made us the most intrigued was Ricci's comments on Ortega's portrayal of Wednesday in the Netflix show. Talking about the character, Ricci said it was perfect. It was gothic and dark enough, but not too over the top to make it cheesy. It was the perfect blend of modern and trendy while keeping true to the original essence of Wednesday Addams. Ricci thought it was a great modern interpretation. She said the interpretation was true to the spirit of the character. She also added that she wasn't the one to originate the character, it was a cartoon character, and there are many adaptations of it. She also expressed her pleasant surprise at Ortega wearing pants on the show, something the old Wednesday was never seen doing, but it was done so perfectly that it fit the whole aesthetic. Now, let's look at Christina Ricci's best TV roles according to Rotten Tomatoes. At number 8, we have Joey's sister. Ricci made her appearance on the sensational 90s show Friends spin-off Joey as one of Joey's sisters. The show followed Joey as he moved to the West Coast to finally pursue his dreams of becoming a full-time actor. Fans of the show all know that Joey has a ton of sisters. Ricci plays the character of one of the sisters who's insanely spoiled, but that's what made the episode so fun to watch. She appeared in the episode Joey and the Fancy Sister. The character she plays on the show is called Mary Teresa, and we see Mary make trouble for Joey throughout the entire episode. The show only had 2 seasons. For some reason, it got canceled after the first 2 seasons aired. The show got a 50% Rotten Tomato rating. Up next, at number 7, Liza Bump. Ally McBeal was a legal drama that was super popular when it first aired. 20 years later, not much has changed. Its loyal fans are still begging for the show to come back, and there's good reason for this loyalty. First, the insanely witty dialogues, and not to mention the sensational cast of the show, one that included Ricci. Ricci appeared on the show towards the end of it, on the 5th and final season. She didn't just come for 1 episode, she played her character for 7 whole episodes. Ricci was caught playing the fierce character of the lawyer, Liza Bump, who battles Ally's law firm colleagues in court in the last episodes of the show. She quickly became a very memorable character of the show, and fans of the show want her to come back whenever the producers decide it's time to bring the show back. The show had a 61% Rotten Tomato rating. Coming up at number 6, we have Zelda. How can we miss out on her iconic role as Zelda in Z, The Beginning of Everything? She portrayed the famous American socialite Zelda Sayer Fitzgerald on the show and did it so flawlessly that the character became iconic. That's the best thing about Ricci. She puts her soul into whatever character she plays and brings it to life. The show focused on her life and her marriage with her loving husband and author, F. Scott Fitzgerald. The show had 69% Rotten Tomato ratings, which is pretty good if you ask us. The show didn't do so well though. Despite Ricci's incredible performance as the socialite, people thought the writing didn't do justice to her life. It looked interesting at the start, but got bad real quick, according to people. Next up at number 5, let's look at Maggie Ryan. Ricci's performance in the period drama Pan Am was nothing short of amazing. The show focused on the lives of the crew of the namesake airline back in the 60s. Ricci played a leading role in the show that fans absolutely loved. Her character was a stewardess named Maggie Ryan. Her character was charming, charismatic, and headstrong. The show had feminist undertones and portrayed the life of stewardesses and pilots in a great way. Now that all sounds great, but the show came to be pretty boring because of the pointless storylines. Because of this, it was canceled after just 1 season. It had a 70% Rotten Tomatoes rating. At number 4, Abby Charles. This one is for all those of you who love crime TV shows. Ricci appeared on the show Saving Grace along with Holly Hunter, who played the fierce role of Detective Grace Hanadarko. She only appeared for a total of 3 episodes and played the character of Abby Charles. Abby Charles is a young detective who starts to work alongside Grace after her partner, Ham Dewey, takes a leave of absence. The show had a 76% Rotten Tomatoes rating and was praised all over the world. People loved the show for its dialogues and storylines, and especially the cast. Coming up in number 3, let's take a look at Hannah Davis. Grey's Anatomy is the most popular and widely loved medical drama ever. Ricci came on the show as Hannah Davis and made fans of the show fall in love with her. She quickly became a very memorable character on the show. Grey's Anatomy has had a ton of characters over the time it's aired. Some stayed and some didn't, but only a few left their mark on the show the way Ricci did. Hannah, the character that Ricci plays, is a paramedic. One of her most iconic moments on the show was when she stopped a patient from bleeding with just her hands. Little did she know, she actually prevented a bomb from exploding inside the patient's body. Up next, at number 2, let's take a look at Therese Dodd. The Good Wife was one of the most popular political drama shows back when it was airing from 2009 to 2016. Fans absolutely loved the storylines and the cast of the show. The show revolved around Juliana Margulies's character, Alicia Florrick, as she rebuilt her law career after being stuck in scandals caused by her husband. The show got a lot of fans because of how it portrayed the world of law and politics. Ricci wasn't a permanent part of the cast of the show. She only came on the show for a very short time, just an episode to be exact. But that was enough to make a good impact, thanks to Ricci's incredible acting skills. She played the character of a comedian, which is a little off-brand for her, but she did the role justice. In the episode, Anatomy of a Joke, we saw her character, Therese Dodd, battling a TV network after she flashes her breasts on television. The show had a 93% Rotten Tomatoes rating. Finally, at number 1, we have Misty Quigley. Ricci played the role of Misty Quigley in the 2021 drama show Yellow Jackets. The show revolves around a bunch of teenagers who suffered a horrific plane crash in the 90s. The show goes from past to present and back to the past to give us a view into their old lives and the horrible accident. We also see a blackmailer as he threatens to reopen the wounds that the teenagers have put in the past. In the show, Ricci's character is the Yellow Jackets' bullied equipment manager. We know her character grew up to be a care facility unit nurse. Her performance as the character was so good that it even got her an Emmy nomination as the Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. The show had a 100% Rotten Tomatoes rating. That's all we have time for in today's video. Which one of these characters did you like the most, and what did you think of Ortega's performance as Wednesday? Let us know all about it down in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. With all that said, as always, we'll see you in our next video.